Good afternoon, guys. It's Sunday. Today is Sunday, June 26th, 1 o'clock, pretty much, Eastern Standard Time. And I'm recording the video for Friday, So when I say today, it means it's a Friday, okay? It's not Sunday. So let's go with the pre-market notes, right? So actually we had a very good long, after the open on Friday, and then we rode it up maybe around 10 o'clock till 10 o'clock, and then we bailed out, and then call it a day off. So but anyway, so general view is price is range bound between 38.41 to 36.41, right, in ES, and this is NQ 800, and Dow is 31,000, Russell is 55, right? So we know those are the ranges. Eventually price will break out of the range or break below the range, it has to make decision to go above the range or stay within the range. After it goes above it, you want to see it staying above it. It is that simple, right? So price will have to stay above yesterday's high. If it opens above it, then in general for all the indexes today, break below, selling may come, right? So let me pause right here. So now you don't know these things, right? So with that, okay, so let me stop here, and then so this open was above yesterday's high, Thursday's high, in both NQ and ES, right? So right of the open, it is telling you that buyers are super aggressive, right, from this area, right, because the way they opened it. So now let's go back. So that's the first sign or clue you got it, right? Then hold on, so 31, this 38.41, right, it's the top of the range, correct? So that's the second clue. Price open right around here, or I would say 10 point below it, right? But it was above yesterday's high, and it sliced through this 41. Look at here, slice through it. If you zoom it, you will see it. See these things, right? And then what happened? It went higher and then came down, and look at these things here. It held it, went above it, right? That was your long setup right there. If you really want to go long, right? So I went long even ahead of it at the lower end, but this was your long setup right here, official, But anyway, so two things, right from these notes, right? Two things are happening. Now third thing is right here, internals, super duper bullish, right? Look at this. Even price came down here. Look at this damn thing. It's still holding very high, correct? So third thing. Fourth thing, confluence area, VWAP and mid, intraday, right? Four things going on in your favor. Then here also now, right? Look at this entire overnight balance, correct? Breakout 5. Now this is the point number 5, right? So point number 5. So you have to observe all these things, right? Point number 6, ES is holding above preferred buyer area, aggressive buyers area, right? So I would say point number 6. And look at this note, aggressive buyers area from yesterday became backup buyer area today, right? So even yesterday's aggressive buyers area turned into backup buyers area. That means buyers are even more strong, and they held this area, turned them in, right? Point number 7. So going into the day and after the open, you have a 7 points in your favor, right? Then look at this. If price goes above it, you want to see it staying above it for a few hours. Immediate go up and down, right? Up, man, what happened? And not and accelerate to the downside. Oops, man, hold on. Equal to price may tank, but once it opened above it, it didn't even go down, accelerated, right? Instead, it accelerated to the upside, right? So even though if you miss this was a long, right? So 6 to 7 points right of the open, giving you the sign to go ahead and go long. Yes, it is aggressive, but no choice, Friday, right? So, and point number 8 and 9, I already give you in Discord for the weekly, from weekly chart perspective, right? What the weekly players most likely to go going to do, right? So 8 points, 7 to 8 points right of the open in your favor to go long. Okay, now I didn't even started reading through the notes. From only this point I'm giving you the clues, right? Then it is all about 97, 39.01, 38, 74, 78, 43, 41, right? And then 38.05, 10, 37, 83, 80 level, right? So overnight all these things were holding, correct? And then of the open you can see this area, right? 74, 78, which is this area, 78. Hold on. So now look at this beauty, you know. So 41, 43 area, right? That is sliced through it. You went long. Obviously next target would be this, right? Because that area could be in play. Now look at this here. Slice through it. Now you know most likely it's going to slice through it. You're not going to look for short setup here. Common sense. Look at this, right? And buyers are in control. Look at this. 500 stocks, 450 stocks out of 500 bullish, right? 2400 reading, right? NQ, look at this, slice through all these blue lines, right? And here look at the node. See NQ also, I'm going to cover NQ also now, parallelly, like while we stop here, right? For ES, look at NQ. Preferred buyers area, about reading. Aggressive buyers area, it even held here in pre-market. Look at the point, same points, you know. NQ, you can count the same points. Balance, breakout about these blue lines, right? And if it goes above, you want to NQ to stay above it. 390, 894, right? It sliced through it. This were the max potential 1, potential 2, right? So it went, it's first time look at this here, right? Here, it got rejection, correct? I didn't put this thing after seeing this thing. The notes were there before pre-market, right? So you can see there is a rejection here, right? But then what? What do I say? After it goes above this line, it has to stay above it. What happened? Pull back and it held it. That was your long, right? Even right here, expecting that lines to hold, right? But the stop has to be below this because here it's an open drive. Or you wait for a confirmation, like here, you go long, same as ES, right? So NQ was also pointing to the long side, right? So now these were the longs, you know, right of the open, based on the notes only, you know, and levels. You know, you don't need anything else, you know. And then you just write it up. And now you know max potential is here into somewhere into this 3900, you know, this 10 area, correct? NQ's next potential is here. So once it goes above this, most likely it may go towards here, right? That would be your target. And there was a CPI news or some news, you know, PMI or whatever, you know, Michigan PMI or something, right? That happened right around 10 o'clock, right? So that news is always the culprit, right? Either it's going to allow price to go down or take it higher, right? It depends on the news. So before news, if you want to bail out right here during the news time, you can. That is what I did actually, you know, right around news time, somewhere around here I took the profit, you know, and then rest I bailed out right here, you know, with this news driven spike, right? So, and NQ also reached the max potential, right? While ES reached this 78, you know, so both are into good resistance, correct? It's not for shorting, but always it's good idea to take profit. Once the max potential is reached, it's a good idea. See NQ, because of NQ, I took the profit in ES. Because ES, but also in Discord I said, ES has a room to go up to here, but NQ is already reached, right? So now it's better to get out, you know, or majority scale, correct? Then look what happened. NQ survived this area, right? Somebody sold it as expected, and then price went down, and then look at this area turned into resistance here, right? And then price came down. But the problem is we cannot short. Look at ES, barely even didn't go above this line. Once it broke above it, look at this area, it didn't even go below it. So there is no point shorting in NQ, and anyway you cannot short now while looking at this, right? So instead you use your energy to look for longs, not short. See, so one of the new member, right, I don't want to say his name, but he was taking reaction away shorts here and there, right? He was using Mboxwave to find a short signal, and he was taking the shorts, right? And here I said no shorts at all today. Look, waste your energy or use your energy to look for long setup. Even though if you are using Mboxwave, look for long setup and ignore the short setup, because contextually it is not supported. So even though if you see some of the sell signal here, it may fail. There is a high probability, right? It not necessarily it has to fail, right? Some days you will see the whole like price tanking. Fine, not a big deal. But context is king, you have to read it properly, right? And then use Mboxwave or any other tool in line with your context, right? You can't just use, okay, price is going higher, you ignore every damn thing, all these things, right? Whatever is going on contextually, and you just blindly look for Mbox short signal because price is so overdone and it will go down, right? That is the mentality mostly the day trader uses, right? When they'll see price going higher, they will think, okay, now this is a good area, max potential, price is going to tank, and I will look for a sell signal in my tool and they will short, right? But the problem is shorting is fine with the tool. Only issue is you do not have a visibility to the downside, how far it will go. See here, when we go long, even though if we went aggressively long, we have a visibility that it may go up to here. Downside, you do not have a visibility. Even though if you short here, price can pause here, and it did actually. Look at this, see? Or it may pause here, and it did actually, see? And then it may pause even at VWAP, right? It may pause here too. You don't know. Or it may pause in the middle somewhere like this, see? And then it will just trap you out. See, by looking at this, while you shorted it from, let's say you shorted from here, right? And now you are seeing it, maybe here you scale something, right? And now looking at this breakdown, price goes through this VWAP and all these things. Now you are happy, right? So in Mboxwave or some other tools, maybe you are seeing a lot of selling coming in, right? Confirming your idea. Now you are trapped into that idea that, man, this thing is going to tank all the way up to here, right? Because there is a 24-hour VWAP here, right? So you are going to add more and you are going to target this. Most likely, I'm just guessing, but I'm right usually in my guessing also, And then what? Price reversed, correct? So here you will see, man, my stop, let me put a stop here, around. So maybe your stop is right around here, somewhere, or maybe here, or some of the day traders are even so smarter, they won't put a stop. They will keep a stop here because they are looking for a moon, to the downside. So, or some of them even has a stop here, they will remove the stop. They will not get stopped out. Why? Because after first test, they will say, maybe this is a pullback actually. This was a good entry, So they will short it. And then when they see price going down here like this, balancing, they will most likely in that trap situation that it will now go down, because now they are looking at this picture. They are not looking at the big picture, right? So then what's going to happen is, look at this, see, slice through it, slowly painful death. And if they are not still getting the point, they will try to short, add more here, to the short side, right? Or maybe they will hold their shorts, right? If they learn the lesson here by this stop out, it would be nice. But instead, they are now in the short trap, So they are keep shorting it and price still going higher. See, keep shorting it till going higher, and look at the end. See, so instead, if that energy was diverted to go for a long, or look for long divergence here, if you're using Mboxwave, something else, right? Any other tool, order flows or whatever, RSI, something. Look for long setup, divergence, like here. Look for something and then go long. You're better off that way. And look at this, what happened, right? So in Discord, I said when price was here, I said it may wants to go towards 200, 12,200. So you have that much visibility. See, I had that visibility. If price goes higher, it may go towards that 200. And look what happened. It was close to 150 now, only 50 points away from that 200, right? See, downside, I didn't have a visibility. See, so this is what I would like to convey here today. So don't make those mistakes, try to stick with longs on certain days. You can't go opposite regardless of, even though price tanks, just let it go, let it prove it. So ES also, obviously there is no short here, right? So now I'm back to ES, but by looking at this, you are seeing it, damn thing is holding, right? It's not even building a balance, right? And then what happened? Look at this, small balance, right? And then breakout, right? So, but you should not be trading on Friday towards the end of the day, right? So this was a good long. After that you have to make a case for the long, right? And it should be super aggressive long, right? Because there is not much potential here. See, visibility wise, barely few points. So you do not, and in order to get that much point, see how much chop you have to sit through it, right? So only way to go long is not here, but to go long here, you know, in a trap situation. See, here you should know that they are going to most likely get trapped, sellers. That's where you go long. See, I took this long right here at 975 even, at the low end, right here, right? You want to see the proof? See, 975, right? And that was the long. Where was the long? Right here, 975. See there? Look at my risk, 968, right? Look at the risk, it's 7 point, and I was targeting at least the top, which is this, and if I'm lucky it will go to over 200. See, I have a visibility. So now you people talk about risk reward, right? 7 point risk, reward is 975 to 1275, right? So 975, 100 point minimum. Look at the risk reward, right? And look at your short risk reward. There is no guarantee or probability, you know, because there is no visibility. See? So at the same time, ES was right here, you know, right here at this line. So into support. So balance is balance until it's broken down, right? Still then buyers have a control, right? So and look what happened after that, right? Price eventually went higher, but look what it did. It turned this support, right, this resistance into support here. See, so if you're reading these things, watching it, you should know that second time here, see, it held it, then it held it, right, and then it built a balance on top of this support actually, like this, and then it had a breakout, and then look what happened, another balance, it built it, and then breakout. That was your long right there, okay? Aggressive long, but yes, it was a valid long right here, right here. See, so that's how it is. Certain days are very good, you know, if you know how to trade it, those days, man, you will make millions, you know? But so that's for ES and NQ story, right? So now let's talk about Mboxwave, right? So this was an aggressive buyers area, remember 800 area, right? Somewhere around 815 or 800, right? And then 894 is like a kind of, you know, goes above it, it has to stay above it line, right? So now let me walk you through the Mboxwave also. See how easy it was. Okay, so now this line, okay, so what is this? Okay, where is my line? Okay, this line, pink line, is 894 line, okay, and this area, bottom area, is this aggressive buyers area, right? So I just wanted to give you the background here, right? Then now let's walk through this damn thing, you know? So let's walk through from here, right? So what I did was, for today's exercise purpose here, right, I basically highlighted the top area. That was the resistance, right? And from 894 to here, you know? And this was a support pretty much, you know, this lower area, right, before open. So and then I started reading it here, right? So okay, then at least I know here price is range bound, correct? That's the first thing. Then I saw this here, see this here, price was going down, but here there was a divergence, correct? But then here it was like a mixed picture, correct? So at least at here I know some buyers are trying, right? And you can see it, price went higher also, correct? Then something happened, right? Maybe this sellers from this line, you know, they shorted it, fine, right? So at least it is telling you price is range bound, correct? Then what? It just tanked, right, all the way back to this support, correct? And look at the volume here, right? The selling, amount of selling going on, correct? At this point you should be thinking damn thing is going to tank, or it may get exhausted, who knows, right? We never know. So it was 750 at that time, right? Then what happened? This is what you want to see after this much selling. Again buyers coming back in, right? Look at this, 659, 107, selling gone, like supply is gone. Look at this divergence here, See, so this is telling you that both sides are active actually. Neither side is in control, even though it seems like sellers are in control, but they are not. Okay, now then what happened? Then price just chopped around, right? So that means I know now in very pre-market up to here both parties are in control, and maybe after this time onwards, maybe 8 o'clock onwards, both sides are active, super active, and maybe this is my boundary. So maybe this is my pre-market boundary, which is 840 or so, whatever, right? So I would say this is my pre-market boundary for sellers to defend and buyers to defend, right? That is what I am getting it, right? Easy way I am explaining you today. Then what happened? Then, man, there is X control dot, big dot here, lot of selling, right? So at this time, I'm thinking, or you are thinking, right? I'm not thinking. I know what's going to happen, right? But at least you are thinking. X control dot, pullback algos, divergence in delta, right? 248 or whatever, 290 or whatever, you can read through it, right? And then 21, and then look at this selling, right? And then look at this selling. At this point, everybody is on board to short at pullback or with the flow, expecting a breakdown. Correct? Am I right? Ask yourself a question. So you must be on board then, right? And then look what happened next. Pullback. So I'm thinking most of the users, right, or folks, they must be shorting right here with this algo signal. Maybe. And look at this amount of selling going on here. See, everything is pointing to the sell side, right? But here is the story. Look at this, selling is contracting, right? That's maybe one minus point for sellers. Second minus point for seller is, even though this selling is there, this candle or this bar did not go through this entire buyer's area. See, this entire thing, it has to like slice through it, but so far it did not. Something is off, right? So with that off situation, you should not be selling it. You should be reading all this thing, not just because this thing, pullback algo is there and this X control is there, pullback signal is there, now everything is there, I'm going to short, right? So let's say if you shorted it here, right? Ideally you should wait for this thing to go down, then short it, right? At least wait for the bar to confirm, which is this it did here, right? Now you can see there is another dot, right? X control dot or a K control dot, correct? Now people are like, okay, man, this is a really good signal, I don't want to miss out, right? So some of the folks, even while this developing, they shorted it. Some of the folks shorted it here, right? So I'm observing, right? See, me, I'm observing, I'm waiting, okay, fine, I'm watching all this thing, right? I want this thing to go down, then I want this thing to break down below or break out, simple, right? Then what happened? Minus 123, 82. See, look at here, delta also you have to watch. By the time when price went higher, people are so much into short, they forgot to see this delta value, this supply. It's minus 82. Is it good enough? With this much selling, something is off. Then what happened? Minus 123. Man, supply is increasing, right? Okay, then selling has to be there. Look at the selling here. Is it selling is there? No. Something is off, man. What's going on? Then what happened? Whoa, man, that much buying coming in. Now what? If buyers are in control? Not yet, right? But at least I know sellers have no juice left here, So maybe it's a trap situation. Who knows, right? Let's move forward. Then what happened? Damn, look at this. Now, before open even, I have X control here, right? Look at that much buying. See? And look at the delta value also. Increasing, right? This is increasing. This is flipped. This sellers contracting turn into buying, right? Everything is pointing to the upside now. We have a breakout also. Look at here, we didn't have a breakdown. Here we have a breakout, right? So now at this point, I am assuming officially that buyers are in control, right? But then you know what? It went higher, but fine, I have this much price to go through it. right? Obviously these sellers, see these sellers from here, they came from nowhere. There was no sign. Look at this. There was no sign that they can step in, and they did step in. So here could be the same scenario can happen. Maybe I'm right? Possible, or may not, who knows. But the problem is going long here, it's still risky for me before open, right? So I need a lower location somewhere, and then I need additional confirmation, So what is the confirmation? Okay, fine, it break out about this area, then damn thing should hold this area, right? And then look at what happened. It held it with pullback algo, right? And then still there is some buying. Okay, that's a confirmation. There is a little dot here also. Then what? Damn thing went higher to this area now. As expected, look at this. Remember I said somebody can short it here. Look at this. They did, right? See, I didn't even watch this price. I'm just walking with you right now. Actually I did watch it, but I'm just following the price now. I even forget what happened next, right? So I'm just watching with you, and then what happened? As expected, look at this damn selling now, even greater than this, everything, greater than all these things. So now the question mark, right? So let's say you went long here, right? Or maybe you are waiting for a price to completely go out above, remember my 894 line, right? Way above. So, or you want to see it's holding it here, this area. If it holds here and then take out this, at least you can even blindly go long here, at least back to 894, and then see, right? So, but here at this point, may have X control, and then this demand is decreased, and then I have this selling going on. What the hell is going on, man? I'm confused now, right? Is it a effort no result here, or it's a really an effort? Maybe this thing can turn into effort no result, or maybe this is really an effort to the sell side and now price is going to tank. We don't know. So let's move forward. Damn, look at this now. See that? So at this point, look at the size of this buying, right? Look at this buying. So like this, right? Now what? Buyers are all over the places. Look at in the same bar, price come down here and held it again, and then boom, right? Right here. See, after this, remember I said about this, you can blindly go long, because at that point, see, this sellers failed, and this is a second test of this area, surprise area. It's gonna go through it because there is evidence here. Look at this algos item, right? So now look at this. What happened? It went through my 894. So not only it went through here, it went through this area too. And then look what happened. Now I can say, after looking at this, ENR confirm, right? Effort no result. There is an imbalance here, buying here, right? This thing is rising, histogram is doing buying, everything is good, price wants to go to moon. And now my notes will come into picture, right? Which is this 894. If it goes above it, you want entry to stay above it. So where is it? 894 line. When it goes above it, you want it to stay above it. That's for your long, confirm long, second long, third long, however you want to look into it. And here also you can see it held it, and then you can take a breakout here too, right? And then this was CPI, right? And then you can just manage your trade accordingly, right? So, and then you can see this thing also rising, right? Everything is good. So see how we read it step by step. So that's how you have to read it, every day. And if you read it properly, you have to invest your time, not money, but time, and be patient and read it nicely. The more you focus on the charts, more you read it, more you will learn. You have to come up with an innovative way every day. See, every day I'm doing different way. If you look at it carefully, I'm not using the same mechanism every day. Yes, some of the components are same, but I'm reading the price different way, and that be all for today.